So this session is all about digital and creative and media all coming together. So it's a fantastic collaborative piece. We've got the fantastic Brazilian agency Loducca here. And to take you through this brilliant presentation and idea, we have Guga Ketzer, who is the Chief Creative Officer and Partner. And we have Daniel Chalfon, who is the Partner and Media VP for Loducca. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi. I don't know if I'm going to speak in English or in Portuguese. So many Brazilians in the house. So I started my career 20 years or something years ago. And basically what I first learned is that more money buys you more audience. This was a very true, it's not working? This is so true. When you start on media, the second thing you learn is you start to multiply your figures of insertions and the ratings, and you get TRPs. But again, this is all about money again. On the end of the day, more money gets you a higher reach. And as everybody knows, it gets you more clicks. How'd I get back? Because even when the digital age came, we had more or less the same relationship. We were buying more, and even though our relationship in our commercial terms moved to a CPM or a cost per click basis, we still had the same relationship. More money buys you a higher reach. As an agency, we could have clients investing more. We could make better and smarter choices. We could negotiate more. But again, it was all a relationship around money, more money. This came first as society is changing. This is the central way of distributing information. It's stated basically during the 60s with Paul Barron, when he first developed the original concepts that led us to the internet, where information was it used to be part of a central spot, and then the more power you had, easier it was to multiply and to spread it and actually to reach people in media or advertising terms. It moved to a decentralized way of communication. In media, we would say this is fragmentation or even segmentation. And in fact, this was really the whole point and the whole subject on media for the last, I would say, 15 years. But the fact is, society changed. And the increased use of technology allows us to a new matrix which is distributed. And no matter where the information starts, it all connects, and all the points are kind of independent. And this is a social phenomenon. This is not a media issue. This is based on a behavior of people that is powered by many, many platforms. I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with some, I would say, vintage ads. This is the campaign from Budweiser, which ran from '99 to 2002, the WhatsApp campaign. And actually, even that long ago, this campaign went viral, but without the usage of the sharing button, of the retweet button, things that are pretty familiar. How? Let's remember.
Yo.
Hello, Shorty. What are you doing?
Nothing. Sitting here watching the game, smoking some bud.
Are you all alone?
What's up? What's up?
What the? Who's that?
Yo, pick up the phone. What's up?
What's up?
Yo, Duque, pick up the phone.
Yo.
What's up?
What you doing, son?
Nothing. Just chilling. Killing.
True, true.
So this campaign ran until 2002. And I'm not sure if everybody remembers, but YouTube, well, it started in 2005. So how this campaign went viral with a movie? So as I say, this is a social phenomenon. It's not related to a specific platform. People spread out and adopted this campaign in a whole new engagement level without the usage of the social tools that we have right now. So maybe it's time that we rethink the basic reach formula. Every media professional knows this formula. But the thing is, with creative content, we can have a different way of making a campaign even bigger, and no matter the medium. So what we are saying is that maybe the new formula for reach, we need to add the engagement factor. And the engagement factor is any engagement, no matter which platform. Because these days, technology platforms allows the campaign to be bigger because of creative content. What these platforms do, they only make this engagement easier, faster, and bigger.
And what I think, like, when the creativity comes is because, like, a lot of people like say, like, hey, how can we measure creativity? It's so hard to measure creativity. But when you apply this formula, you say, like, the times engagement kind of allows us to say, like, it's about the content. It's about the creativity. So when we're, like, always talking about when it comes to media and media formats and all that stuff, we always know that creativity sells a lot. But we never put it in a formula to make creativity so visible that people can realize that, hey, times something that is way more creative or times something that engages people, this is money. This is like a truly way to prove the concept that creativity can sell more. And not just sell when it comes to sell product, but like engage more people or reach a huge audience. And we're not just saying that when it comes to creativity, it's just about that piece. The piece, it's creativity. It's like the way you produce that and the way and the mediums that you choose to that. So as much we can control people, but we always can motivate people. And I think right now what we discuss a lot at the agency is like people want to participate, but most of the times brands don't allow them to participate that much because they want to control the process. They want to control the product. They want to control how things are doing. And what we believe is like, hey, let's less storytelling and more story doing, which means that people are always saying like, yeah, storytelling is the word, storytelling is the trend, storytelling is storytelling, but people want to do things. Before trying to tell a story, try to do something. And most of the time, like, and now it's a trend like, hey, do mini docs or whatever when the brand trying to talk with the audience in a storytelling way. Okay, it's cool, but I think that we have to allow people to do more and also brands to do more. Because a lot of people say that I want to do something. I just don't have the tools. I just don't know how to do it. And what we always trying to think and do in our campaigns, in our job, is like cut the shit off. If the excuse is I don't have the tools, I don't know how to do it, let's cut this. Let's cut this off. If you say like, hey, they just don't have the tools, how can we work in a way that allows people and give them the tools to create something and to do something instead of just like watch something, like something, but don't engage on that thing. And again, what we think that phrase, it's important to us, is like people want to do. Of course, human beings, we're like super lazy. But some part of the people want to do. And those people could put that engagement in a higher level. Because, well, shit, it's not working good. I want to do this, but you're not. Because when it comes to ideas, most of the times ideas, and I'm not saying here like good or bad ideas, I'm just saying like ideas. We, especially as ad guys, we like to look through ideas to something that belongs to us. It's the idea. It's done. It's perfect. It's shaped. But what we believe in, what we're doing a lot and working together a lot is like the ideas, they have to have a space to be fulfilled. And fulfilled by the audience. Because usually we just gave the idea or spread the idea as the message, but we don't allow people to fulfill the ideas, to put something that belongs to them in that idea. And I think that what is happening a lot is like people are not thinking in beta mode. But digital now, it's only beta, or kind of beta for a few years. Like, when I'm saying like beta mode is like, it's not done yet. And we should apply this to communication. We should apply this to marketing. And what we learn and what's happening like in the past years was like, it's done. That's a campaign. We never launch a campaign that is not done yet. But we should. We should do that. We should like learn more with Silicon Valley. What the guys are doing, like every single conversation in the Silicon Valley is like, what's your mistakes? What you did it wrong? Because no one in the Silicon Valley is just a winner. But we, as agencies or as communication and people who work in marketing, we always want to win. We always want to do like things perfect. But what happened right now in the digital world is like people want to participate that. People want to send an email, hey, this is not working that good. Why you guys don't change this? Why you guys don't tweak this? And we're not teaching to do that. We're not teaching to kind of, we allowed collaboration. We like collaboration. And collaboration is kind of cool. But what we are seeing right now is like, we need to put collaboration into appropriation. And this is like, it looks similar, but it's totally different when it comes to engage people. It's like, hey, you can collaborate from A to B. This is kind of collaboration. But when I open the source for you to do something, and most of the huge technology brands, they work with free or open APIs for people to create something based on the platform. And we're not doing that much in communication. We're not doing that using that concept of appropriation. We have collaboration, but it's most of the times like, hey, we want to do like a video campaigns and we allowed users to create some content, but the content is based on rules. The content is based like you have to do this, this, or that for me. And not like the brands trying to open source their ideas. Because people wanted that. Like kids, like all around the world, they are working on trying to appropriate themselves from things and create something new. And of course, when it comes to a campaign, it has to have the same DNA, but in a different body. And we're always trying to have the same DNA in the same body, because this is the campaign that we want to run, this is the campaign, or this is the idea that we want to present, and sometimes we tweak it. we're tweaking during the process. We're tweaking the campaign during the process, but not like have a huge space for people to change the campaign, to going from here to here. Which doesn't mean that we are not saying that it's something that it's not going to be viral. We want the viral. Viral, it's something that allows a lot of brands to grow, like Daniel's show, like the Budweiser WhatsApp campaign. It was a huge viral success, like almost 12 years ago. But what we're thinking about when it comes to viral and when it comes to have the same DNA in a different different body, we're trying to work in a concept that it is like the virus mutation. It is the killer one. Ebola, all the worst viruses in the world, they are not just virus. They mutate in your body. And this is what we want to try to work more and more with viral pieces that comes into you, and you change it. You change it a little bit. We don't want people just to press share or to press retweet or whatever. We want people to be attacked by the virus, infected by the virus, but when he spread this virus, it's different. And of course, you guys can think that, oh, how can we manage this? Because the guy could use my campaign and do like a porn stuff or something like that using my campaign. Yeah, this is going to happen sometimes. But of course, you don't control the whole process when it comes to virus mutation or open ideas. But of course, we have to surf the flow, not go with the flow. We have to surf the flow, and using the term surf is because like you use the wave, you surf the wave, you do the turns, you turn back, you kind of maneuver in the wave. And this is what we're really doing in back home, and not just like the way that the agency is working, but the way that we are thinking that people are behaving. And oh, just 1 second. Boom. We're going to give like 2 examples of that. First, I don't know how you guys are familiar with the We're All Monkeys, Somos Todos Macacos campaign, the anti-racism campaign that happened like 2 or 3 months, a month before the World Cup. And the way that we create this awareness around one thing, it was not just spread this. It's like do something on your own and spread. I'm going to show the video and then I talk a little bit about it.
Barcelona's 3-2 victory over Villarreal last night was marred by an incident when a banana was thrown at the Brazilian Dani Alves. It happened as the Barca fullback prepared to take a corner. He responded by picking it up, taking a bit and eating it.
Constructed PR campaign followed, led in particular by the Brazilian footballer Neymar. He tweeted out this picture shortly afterwards.
O craque Neymar, que joga com Daniel Alves no Barcelona, publicou uma foto ao lado do filho e escreveu: "Somos todos macacos."
The player received plenty of support on social media under the hashtags We're All Monkeys and Say No to Racism.
I have to say, he's made his point incredibly well indeed.
That's not 2014. That's 1814.
Somos felizes, somos todos macacos.
We are all equal, we are all monkeys. Say no to racism. A number of other players and people within the football community have done the same.
Só me desanimei pouco quando a gente soube que a armação de uma agência de publicidade, né?
No nosso site e outros sites também, em que se admite que havia uma campanha.
Mas sabe de uma coisa, eu acho que isso não tira o valor, porque eles estão sendo sistematicamente agredidos com manifestações racistas.
Eles tiveram ajuda ou não para essa reação? A mim não incomoda nem um pouco. A gente viu o mundo inteiro discutindo isso, jogadores no mundo todo, pessoas do mundo inteiro falando sobre isso.
importance. Those who try to make a point don't achieve their objective.
Mark it down as a lesson for FIFA Soccer's governing body as it struggles to find ways to stamp out racist chants and abuse.
Yeah, kind of long story short, because the video kind of show what happened. Neymar and Dani Alves, they were like attacked in 3 games before that one. And Neymar, dad, comes to us and say, can you light up a little bit because it's kind of weird. They come to us, he come to us and say like, hey, I want to do something. My kid, it's not gonna back and do not talk about it. We want to do something. He have a voice. He want to create something. But of course, it has to be something different. It has to be something unique. It has to be something as young as him. And what happened is like we came up with the idea, which is like, hey, next time someone throw the banana, he will pick it up, eat the banana, and then we will create a piece of him eating a banana and asking people to do the same. Not to share his picture, but doing the same. This is like the kind of open idea. This is like the virus mutation. I don't want you to just spread my world. I want you to show how pissed off you are and how against racism you are in your way. We're going to use the banana because the guy who attacked us used the banana. So what happened is like a huge conversation about it. It was like we can talk about hours and hours because people say like, oh, we're not monkeys, we're not monkeys, we're all not monkeys. What we're trying to do is like, hey, backing up people. Like say, we white people are monkeys too. It's like at the same in the school when someone puts you a nickname on you and you get mad, that's the worst. You're fucked forever. Because everyone, hey, say, oh, I'm bad, like, hey, bald guy, hey, it's gonna be the mask. But if you use this against the guy who's saying that, that's the best thing to do. It's exactly what we did. And a lot of people, after first 2 days, huge in the most thing discussed in the world in 3 days were this. But then they realized it was an agency. And a lot of people say, oh, most journalists, they say, because they don't like us, some of them, like this fight in between, kind of jealous. I know they're a little bit jealous about it. Probably there's a lot of journalists here too, but no one. I graduated in journalism, so I can say that. So what happened is like people were like more into discuss if this is legit instead of discussing the racism itself. That's so bad. That's so bad. But we maneuver with that. Again, we knew that probably some backfire will happen, and we're trying to talk about this and put ourselves in a position that is like, why a guy like him cannot do something with the help of professionals? Why? Do you guys think that Obama really tweeted in that campaign? Of course not. It was not him. It was a guy who's a professional, a guy who knows how to engage people in Twitter, and he made a brilliant campaign. And after Obama, he was like one of the best guys when it comes to political campaigns. And we're the bad guys? Why? I had a conversation with a journalist, and she said, like, this is not spontaneous. And I talked to her about what is spontaneity. And she can't say what it is. And I say, oh, let me help you. So it's when you do something without thinking. And she said, yeah, it's kind of like this. I say, come on. Do you think that Neymar the huge guy like he is, he can do something about racism without thinking, he would do a shitty. He would talk shitty for sure. And then I mentioned that example, I don't know if you guys remember, on the Olympic Games, that one of the guys who won a medal, he got a glove and did the Black Panther sign. It was like a huge thing, yeah, a huge thing. I asked her, you think that was spontaneous? And she said, yeah, of course. Come on. I was there on the stage, right on, ready to receive my medal, but come on, there's a black glove in my pocket. Oh, I don't realize that, so I'm going to pick it up, this glove, put my fist like this? No way. It was well planned. It was planned. And I think we have to stop with this conversation. We're pros in communicate, and we have to use this in our advantage. And trying to engage people in a way that probably people will not realize that it's something that is planned. But why not? We think about every single thing about this campaign. Every single move that could happen and what could not happen. And that's why people love it too. The bucket that happened after, it was planned. It was planned. It was not something that, oh, if we do this, it was planned. And again, it's not like do something. It's like do it your way. Challenge someone. It's the virus mutation. It's someone challenging the other one. I'm not saying challenge your friend. Challenge the guy who's around you. No, challenge someone to do that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. We're kind of running out of time. We just want to show like another example that it's not a digital thing, but with a digital concept, with the same digital concept.
VR Mall shopping via Lobos puts a spin on this concept with its recent winter clothing drive campaign, where consumers are encouraged to bring clothes to the shop instead of taking them away from the shop.
I think they actually took an idea and they built it. But they didn't stop there. They then built an entire toolkit to franchise this idea out anywhere in the world. They're realizing that the future is actually about creating projects that are repeatable and projects that are scalable, and not just doing it once, but really thinking about how to franchise that out to make a big difference.
We ran it for 10 days in the Manchester Arndale. We raised over 2 tons of clothes, 7,550 individual garments. We engaged 265 individual donors.
Another spin in terms of consumption was made in this worldwide project called A Loja Vazia. Now they push the barriers and expand this concept for other services.
Quem nunca se perguntou o que fazer com brinquedo usado?
Desta vez, o espaço estará à disposição para receber brinquedos que clientes do shopping quiserem doar. Os brinquedos ficarão expostos na loja e no dia seguinte o espaço amanhece vazio para que novos brinquedos possam preencher o local.
Também aqui em São Paulo, um projeto que incentiva o hábito da leitura e estimula também a doação de livros.
Livros com um final feliz. Foi dessa forma que a campanha Loja Vazia continua o projeto, dessa vez criando uma livraria vazia. É só você escolher um livro e trazer pra gente.
An open source platform to co-create sustainable ideas. This is the goal for the Empty project.
I think it's really more about kind of giving a toolkit and allowing people to iterate, just like we've done in science and math for years. I think creativity is really about taking a core set of ideas and freeing it to the world. And that's something that I think we're going to see more and more of.
Yeah, so like the last quote of the guy kind of is a guy from Google, represent like what we do with this project is like, we have to more and more think like scientists. Like create some platforms and sometimes give it away and allow people to build it up, to make it better, to prove that something's wrong, but make it different. We put it like this in a Creative Commons, which is like you upload all this idea and people can go there and make it their own. So we have not just a bunch of people that did the same concepts, but people creating new concepts. We're developing right now an idea that came from here in the US with the idea of the guys like create the empty ATM. Instead of you taking money from the machine, you put money on the machine. And so using ideas like that will put us, in our opinion, in a different level. We're not just creating campaigns, we're creating movements. We're kind of trying to change the society in a good way, not just selling stuff, but trying to engage people in some causes or something that it's not exactly the purpose of the campaign. To not just mention something that is ours, GoPro. For me, that's GoPro is the best example of someone who creates something that is one purpose. It's just a camera, but it's not a camera. It's like cops are using, scientists are using, and the way that they create this thing, it's so killer because it creates around of this product a bunch of new companies trying to create stuff for this project. Like back in the day, people think, oh, this guy is creating something for my product? No way, I want a profit of that. I want a share of that because it's my thing. GoPro say like, okay, do it your way. Use it, my thing, which is just lenses, sensor in a case. It's that. It's a camera. No one more talks about cameras, right? You go from Leica, cell phones. There's no in-between anymore. People don't talk more about camera, but talk about GoPro. They don't even put a GoPro in a camera stuff. They put a GoPro in a different thing. Most of this because GoPro don't put themselves in the camera market. Put themselves in I want to be the thing that will show your life. I want to be the thing that will make you be the hero. I'm not a camera. And I think that a lot of projects a lot of products and a lot of new companies are growing with this concept. And I think we should more and more learn with it. Because by the end of the day, it's not about digital. Digital is 1, 0. 1, 0. This is digital. And digital will change a lot. Platforms will change a lot. We cannot be stuck in this world. We have to focus on about human behavior in a digital world. And this will change a lot. This will change for today to tomorrow, to the next platform came, to people creating something and people will behave in a different way. It's about behavior. It's about human being. It's not about technology. And we are working a lot at the agency with that on mind. Technology, we can do whatever we want. But we have to learn people. Part of our process, it's about reading people. And we need to read people's behavior and learn about people behave in a digital world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Don't disappear just yet, guys. Just in case, does anyone have any questions?
First question, how was it released that it was actually a planned campaign, the We Are Monkeys? When was that released? Like how many weeks or days after the initial action? And did you plan to kind of announce, hey, it was us?
No,
or did that happen accidentally?
The thing is like, it was like we planned like, kind of 10 days before Dani Alves and that game. And we have all kind of set for when something happened or not. And then Danny Alves happened. So we're like ready to go, ready to roll. And this is why people thought that, hey, this is fast. How fast? You can't be that fast to create something. Second question. We never planned to say it's about us. We didn't send a press release or something like that. But when someone down there asks us, are you guys involved? We say, yeah. A journalist came to us and say, are you guys involved in that? And say, yeah. Why? We don't need to lie. We're not cheating. And we knew that. We're not cheating. But no regrets for that. It just bummed me a lot, the fact that that thing kind of stopped this to be way bigger. Way, way bigger. And that kind of pissed me off a lot. Think like, fuck, we're like human beings. We're like, wow, why? Why that? Why? It's like instead of discuss about racism, which is something that is like in your blood, in our bloods for years and years and years, and we're talking about like putting like a smoke on it because an agency help it? Come on, that's bad. It's sad. It was like for me, like this campaign, and for us was like, boom, yeah, from no way. Are we having these conversations when the topic is so huge? And what happened, it was like it started first, of course, at the Brazilian newspapers and the Brazilian press. But as soon as Time magazine said, this is brilliant, and we don't care if it was done or helped with some professionals, it changed. It changed a lot because someone with that credibility saying like, this is genius. FIFA should do that because FIFA is always doing like campaigns, but no racism, like saying, hey, don't do that, don't say that N word, no. It's not about that. It's about engage people, and we saw like the Brazilian president tweeted, the Prime Minister of Italy ate a banana, and we're discussing with we helped. It's frustrating.
Fabulous, guys. Thank you. I'm worried that I've eaten into your lunch breaks, but let's have a big round of applause for Guga and Daniel.